You are listening to Business Marketing 911 with Mighty Mike and his marketing SWAT team. So buckle up and get ready because the episode is beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. Had to get in a couple extra sets. What's up, you guys? I'm here, and this is a late night recording here for me in the U.S. I'm joined by Joy Nicholson. She is a marketing expert. Welcome to the show, Joy.
Hi, Mike. Thank you for having me. I love the intro on your podcast. It's so cool.
Yeah, I just wanted something, something quick, but also something kind of fun and kind of related to the show. So I want to dive in. Today, we are going to be reviewing a notary's website. A lot of people, there's a lot of different service types, a lot of different people comment their website below so they can be entered to win our contest that we do every single week. And essentially what you do is when they put their website in below, I put in a little machine and it randomizes and I pick and it picks somebody for me. And today it's a notary's website, and Joy is all about branding, and she's an expert in understanding like goal setting and going after everything that you want in your business. And so I'm really excited to have her come on and give her perspective and spice up this website, because Joy, this one needs a lot of work.
Ooh, I'm excited to see what it looks like.
But first, before we dive into that, I want to know a little bit more. And Joy, Joy and I have actually talked before. I think we did a Facebook Live together, I think, right? And
yeah, you were on my podcast.
Yeah, I was on your podcast. Yeah. And so, but just for the audience, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started in marketing.
Cool. So I've basically been in marketing and sales a big chunk of my life because it's just always the jobs that I had. And about 2.5 years ago, I started building funnels and really getting into the digital marketing space and just really helping businesses to generate leads and sales. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And then obviously everything that ties in with that behind the scenes, like teaching people how to, do goals and habits and all of that stuff. But yeah. And then in a nutshell, that's what I do.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, and you got a really great show. I checked out your YouTube channel, and for those of you guys that are watching on YouTube, don't forget you got to go bang the button. Actually, no matter what you're watching on, we're actually going live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And so whatever you're watching, bang the heart button, hit the little thumbs up button. Got to get the algorithms, make them happy. Listen. I know that. As business owners and as professionals, we're constantly trying to optimize for our time and see what's worth our time, and so when I make these videos, I really just love to extract the best out of my guests. And so I got to tell you coming on, making the time to come on the show, I'm really grateful for that. But tell us, what would you say is your marketing superpower?
So here's the thing. A lot of people, and this is where I really dived into this about 1.5 years ago, because a lot of people don't really understand their customer and they don't really understand who they serve. And building a funnel or a website, it's really the same concept. Before you can even think about putting the structure together, because that's really what it is, you need to understand who's the messaging that this wording is, the copy of that, who is it that directing to? And I guess that's my superpower, because I am helping people to understand who are they serving, why are they serving this person, is this person the person they want to serve? And then we dive into the marketing messages, and then we dive into building the funnel or the website, and we take it from there. And that's how the sales and the leads get generated.
That's good. Yeah. Understanding your customer, it actually kind of cuts the weeds down a little bit, right? You're actually able to, instead of creating, 10 pieces of content where only 2 or 3 of them are good for your potential audience. We have fans here in the background. Your potential audience might be only 2 or 3 of those videos that they actually even care about or resonate with. And so, the other 7 videos were just really a waste of time unless they're targeting a different audience.
Exactly. And don't put content out there for the sake of putting out content. Put content out there that actually talks to your customer. So, for example, my niche is entrepreneurial parents, because I'm a parent myself, and specifically entrepreneurial parents that have smaller kids, like 10 years younger, where they're actually very involved with the kids, etc. And just helping them to get that routine and structure in their business along with their marketing is so important. And I speak to those people, so when I say something, they're like, oh yeah, I relate to that. And that's how every single message should be, where your customer would say, oh, why didn't I think of that? This guy's a genius, or you know what I mean? So you need to make sure that whatever message you put out there, because a lot of people just make noise, and yes, marketing is noise, but in my opinion, you can have stupid noise or you can have good noise. So rather make good noise where you relate to your customers and they can relate to you and they go, yeah, I actually need this person in my life, without you having to hardcore sell them, but they just come to you naturally just because of a message or two that you've put out there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, actually, there's a guy, Patrick Bet David, the host of the Valuetainment podcast, and him and I were talking about messaging and how it is that you're supposed to do it, and it was such a great opportunity for me. So I asked him. I said, what advice do you have for me? Because I asked him to come on my show, and he goes, well, when you get 1 million of views from one video, let me know and I'll come on your show. And I was like, okay. And that could be over time. He goes, so if it takes you 5 years, he goes, that's fine, I'll still come on the show. I was like, wow. I said, so what is your number one tip for me? In doing this, he said, just do everything you do with intention. And a lot of people would hear that and go like, what does that even mean? That just sounds like, be a good person, but I started thinking about it, and it's so true. Like he expounded and he said, if you're making a video, why are you making it?
Exactly.
If you're doing an interview, why are you doing it? Like when I knew you were coming on the show, I was like, this website that we're going to review is perfect for your personality. It needs you. And so I was like, this is very intentional about this. And I'm really excited to be able to help this person, bring them value, but also, the listeners, the viewers can get so much value out of the interview as well. So really good stuff. So let's go ahead, and I want to know really quickly, what would you recommend somebody who's building a website or a funnel? For those of you guys who don't know, a funnel is essentially a one-page website that doesn't allow them to go anywhere else but that page. You're not going to distract them. The goal of a funnel is to funnel in leads and direct them where you want them to go. And so let's assume somebody wants to build a website, a shadow funnel, if you're talking ClickFunnels language, and you want them to understand your brand and maybe reach out to you because you have a service-based business. What are a couple things that you would recommend somebody do when they're getting started with their website?
Don't make it overcomplicated. I have seen people that build websites and they literally have they do their DIY thing on Wix or WordPress or whatever. And if you have no capital and you're just starting out, then that's perfectly okay. But don't confuse your customer, because yes, a funnel is different. Like you say, it literally funnels people to a certain point, but also a website. I mean, everybody needs to have a website, right? So what you do is very important, but don't have 10 tabs at the bottom or at the top, have 3 main ones or 4 main ones. The about us, what do you do, contact us. And don't make it, because too much information is going to overwhelm the person reading on your website. Because what is it? We have the attention of a goldfish, which is 6 to 8 seconds. So you want to keep their attention there for that 6 to 8 seconds. So if you're going to have all this tech barbble of what you do, they're going to go, oh, I don't have the time for this. And also a video. I feel very strong about having a little introduction video on your website that's a minute or less, just to let people know, okay, this is actually this person that is, on this website, and this is what their services is about. So yeah.
Did you watch the previous episode I just did today?
No, I've been in meetings all day.
That's exactly what he said. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yes. Yeah. The goldfish and everything. I'm not even playing. You guys got to watch the previous episode today. It's like, wow.
I will take it out.
Yeah. It's so fun. So it's so true. We want what we want. And I think what a lot of times a lot of business owners do is they'll look at that and they'll say, yeah, it's this margin that I don't really need to worry about. If it were me, I would take a little extra time to look around and see if this is something, the person I want to hire. But it's not true. If you're being honest with yourself, if something pops up in your face, you guys, something pops up in your face and says, this site might not be secure, you're not going to click through. It's just not worth the risk. There's a dozen other people back on Google waiting for you to click on their website where they have a security certificate where it's safe.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
little
And
things like that, just take care of them, you know? So Joy,
yes,
so you're saying be focused. What are some other tips?
have clear or have clean font, because I have personally been on websites and then I've got all these like twirly whirly fonts and it's just weird to read. And I'm like, people, it's not a art competition. It's,
Yeah.
put in clear like text that people can actually read and see. That's
Mhm.
another one for me that if I would go and funnel hack people, I would like pick up these things and I'm like, oh gosh, you need a new one. And another one for me is that you need to understand why. Okay, so I think any website or funnel, it should have a purpose. So what is your purpose with it? Is your purpose to tell people about your services? Is your purpose about generating a lead? Is your purpose about directing them to book a call with you? Understanding the purpose of that is very, very important. So if your purpose is to generate a lead, then put a little contact me page on the very first page of your website. If your purpose is to, I don't know, tell them about your services and who you are as a person and put a little video there, so whatever your purpose is, make sure that that's in their face first before you do anything else.
That's a good point. If you're trying to build a website so you can rank on Google and you have a blog that you're posting about because you have a basic service-based business, you're trying to generate leads, but it's like your home online, which is what most people that are watching the show probably, they have a service-based business. However, there's some strong opinions that I kind of don't disagree with them, that maybe having a funnel for each of your individual services is something that people have talked about, just to funnel them for that service and then use. So I think it depends on where they're going to enter into your entry point. So if you want to run Facebook ads, you don't want to run them to your website because you're going to lose a lot of leads, because Facebook ads are so targeted that you don't want to take someone who was like, yeah, I want to hire a notary, and then dump them on your website where you do notary and document prep and all this other stuff, because now they're looking at all these links and they're like a goldfish and they're gone. So you paid for that ad to get them to your website, and now they're gone. So I completely agree with you. I think understanding what is the purpose of the website, what is the ideal, just think like you are the customer and you are clicking the link and you're going to the website and you're like, where do I find? That's what I do when I review those websites. Actually, I'm like, where's the phone number? If I don't see a phone number, it's like a red flag right away, and I'm like, okay, so I am a person who wants to call. I'm just pretending like I am the person who wants to call. I don't know where your phone number's at. And then there's some websites where you find the phone numbers and there's 7 of them, and you're like, which number do I call? And why are there 7? 7 different people, like which department do I? And they're just their names, And so if you do that and you take the extra time, is that what you think, Joy? Is that what you found in your website building and funnel building?
Keep it simple. The more complicated you make, people just, because remember, and I guess this is a sales thing, but it's also an overall thing. If a confused mind will never buy. And you can use that same concept on a page. A confused mind will not stay on that page because they're going to run away. It's like, what on earth is this person doing? I don't have my attention span cannot deal with this, and they're off. So
and time evaluation, like how much time. It's like a risk assessment as you're going. How much time is it going to take me before I find what I'm looking for? And if it's and there's certain things we learn that, like, if the page is taking too long to load, there's a security problem. There's Italian text. Is it Italian or Latin? There's Latin text where clearly the website isn't built right, or website coming soon. I'm out of there. So good stuff. Well, I think we pulled out some really good content, some really good things for you guys to think about. But let's go ahead and dive into the website review. Really excited to see what Joy has to say here. But before we do, I want you guys to go ahead and comment your website below, whether on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook. Comment so you can be entered to win our $3,000 website credits. That essentially I'll look at your website, completely redo it. We do it once a week. I give it away. We already gave away one this week, so sorry, you guys. But I love it. I love helping people. And so comment your website below. We'll review it. You might win, you might not, but we'll review your website. Give you some tips, tools, and tactics on a future episode. So, All right, let's go ahead and bring this up here. Add the stream. All right, so
Ooh, ouch.
so this is thatnotarygal.com, and it's really, really bad. And I want to. I just want to preface and say, if you guys have a website like this, please go somewhere to one of these free builders and get a free template and just set it up. Because at the very least, that's what this was back in 19 something. That's what this was.
Yeah, like 19 back in Noah's Ark days,
Yeah, it's really bad. So what I like to do with these ones that are really bad is I like to go to archive. So while that syncs, because it's went up right away.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. All right, so the first thing I'll notice while that does its thinking is that there's no security certificate.
Yeah.
I am able to come on it because of my browser settings and stuff, and I'm always doing this. But most people, it won't let them go to the website. Most people, it'll tell them, "Sorry, this is a dangerous website." The other thing is that I'm noticing right away: if you don't have a security certificate and you're asking people to put their PayPal information, their credit card information in through a PayPal link, most likely this takes them to a PayPal page. Yeah, it takes them to a PayPal page. Nope, it's just a logo. Okay. Okay, so once I click on it like that, it does. Okay, so, but it won't open in a new tab. So when I click on this, it's not opening a new tab. Your website's just gone.
But what are you buying? I don't understand.
Yeah, so it's a notary's website. So that's actually a good point too, is that like, what am I buying and like why am I buying and how much do I pay? These are all great questions. I mean, it's pretty common for someone to put a PayPal link, but not like right here where you're gonna click it and not know what you're buying, or how much you're supposed to pay. It's kind of silly. What's standing out to you right away, Joy?
The colors, number one. It makes me think of no offense to the person's website is, but I'm looking at that and it's supposed to be towels, if I get that right. And it makes me think of a color between poop and orange. It's not shouting towels to me. If I hear towels, I'm thinking the first thing that goes to mind for me, if you look towels, I'm thinking hot towels, luxury, white, beautiful soft feel. That's the first thought that pops up for me. So the very first thing that I'm looking is the color, and I'm thinking eek. And the second thing is, where on earth is any pictures showing these? I'm hoping there's something under services, or are they providing towels? Are they selling towels? Are they, and Mike, is it possible to make that a little bit bigger?
Yeah, I think we can go like this here too. Let's see.
Even that is better. So what exactly? So it looks like they're providing towels.
No, so it looks like this is the name. This is her name, and that she's a notary public. So someone who will come and certify what you're like licensed, that you are who you say you are. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that's her name. Okay. And if she's selling towels and she's a notary public, that would be really odd.
Okay, I'm with you.
I don't know. It's really, really odd. So also, like, I'm not big on cursive, but that hurts my eyes just looking at that font.
But I think that's the logo, though.
Is that the logo? Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's true.
I think that's the background.
Yeah, it fills the background too, and they got like a seal in the background. I could see that they tried to use some creativity when they started, but it just kind of got lost in these colors and this stuff. So let's move on, because we know the website. That's it. This is all you got here.
What's under services? Is there an actual different tab?
So yeah, let's click on services. Let's see. So $15 rate, which is standard in California. Okay. A traveling notary, so I charge a modest fee depending on the mileage. So it looks like this whole website is really designed to get people to, I don't know, like I would say call her, but like now I'm trying to go back to the homepage. I guess about is the homepage. Yeah. But I don't even see the phone number on the main page. Oh, here it is. Ask for Carmen. So is Carmen the gal? Yeah, she's the gal. Yeah, it's really bad. It's just so bad. And so what are some of the things? Obviously, she's got some content she could throw into a new website template or like a nice one, right? Looks like she knows the services she wants to offer. But what are some branding things? I think this person needs like some like what are those things life-saving like you know uh she needs some brand life-saving electrodes here, Joy. What can you do for her?
So who's Carmen? I have no idea who's Carmen. Will I trust Carmen to do anything for me? Looking at this website, probably not. So if Carmen is the only person delivering the services, which I'm assuming it is because there's a phone number and, it's Carmen Ruth and I'm just thinking, who is she? That's my very first thought. So I would rather have an introduction page. There you go. I would rather have an introduction page to, I am Carmen. This is what I do. I'm passionate about this. Or just like that little video we talked about, that 1 minute introduction video. And then tell people about, tell your story in a split, like in a minute, tell your story, who you are as a person, and build that trust up for the person that's actually clicking on your website. That would be my number. That should be the about. And then the service should then be listing the services. That's fine. And then the contact me and the links, there should not be a links page. There should not be a links. And there should not be, maybe a fax Q&A, sure, that could be it. But I would rather call it just, I don't know. Why would you need that? Is it because she gets a lot of Q&As? Is it not something that she can, I personally wouldn't put it there.
I got to tell you, like, I think you're right. I think getting rid of this links page and throwing like a video on the homepage, first of all, like get rid of this color, I mean, I guess if you have this color with your brand, make it an accent color. Don't make it like the whole website is this Murder She Wrote Angela Lansbury beige or whatever this is.
I don't know what that is.
It's so bad. Okay, so what I agree with you. I think for someone that's providing this kind of service, having the homepage, just having a video, clean it up, get a nice template or have someone build you a nice website. The crazy thing is it looks like she had someone she paid someone to build this, so you guys can reach out to him and tell him, hey, give her a hand, I guess. Yeah. But she's the one for the job. Putting a video up here where you're listing these areas is great for Google. And then take this contact information that you had to put on a different page entirely and put it below your video so that she can call you. Kind of like a funnel, actually. She doesn't have a whole lot of information that she needs to spread all over.
Yeah, I was exactly going to say that you don't need to have a separate page for contact, except if you have something really magnificent. But you can really put contact under about because it can be the same thing. Like you said, because it's about me and contact me. By the way, you've learned about me. This is, you can contact me. And also have an actual contact me page. And something that I would do, which is I do for all my sites that I build for all my clients and for me as well personally, is that when you leave the website, make sure that you collect, and I mean, this is a funnel thing, but it should be a standard website thing across the board. Collect the leads, because remember, you want to build your email list. The more email addresses you have, the bigger your business is going to become. So whenever they leave your site, make sure there's a pop-up that say, I'm giving away this free thing. It could be anything really, maybe a documentation, maybe some interviews you've done, whatever it is relevant to your business. And I'll email this to you with blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Collecting leads is definitely a good thing. And if you're, I got a lot of attorneys who are like, well, I don't really want to ask for leads or anything on my website. I'm like, you don't necessarily have to ask. All you have to do is say, I have this thing that they really want, and they're just going to ask you for it. As a matter of fact, they'll probably start calling you saying, hey, actually, I have that now. I get the free mastermind videos, but I got people emailing me saying, hey, when is the replay going to be available? They would gladly give me their email address in return to get that email to them. And so just think about what your ideal customer is going to crave, that you're really going to solve a problem for them. And if you can solve a problem for them, they call it the epiphany bridge or whatever. Like if they believe that you can solve a problem for them, they would be gladly exchange their email address. And why do you need an email address, Joy?
Because you build an email list. So there's the standard thing. And this is something I learned from Russell Brunson. And probably he's not the only one that says this, but if you're a really, really, really terrible marketer and you've got no idea what you do, you'll earn about $1 per person per month on your email list. If you have a list of like 10,000 people and you become an average marketer over time, you get like between $5 and $7 a month per person on your list. Now imagine if you get really good and you get like $100 per person per month on your list with a list of 10,000 people. That's really good. And I mean, that can be something that you build over time. It could be a course that you're creating. It could be random products that you're selling. Like when you said attorney, the first thing that popped into my head, if I had to go see an attorney, I would love to have a will for my family, so that's something that they can give away for free. How do you implement a will? And then, I mean, people are lazy. They don't want to go do these things themselves. So the chances are they'll actually contact him and he'll charge them to set this thing up for them. You see what I'm saying? So just thinking a little bit outside of the box on how you can get people to, like you said, solve the problem where they need you. So I think that's very key as well to remember. And that's why building your list is so important. Very, very important.
Absolutely. So you build your list. And so what Joy's really talking about here is you got the, depending on what you're selling, like if you're a lawyer, you may not be selling t-shirts. You could, but you probably won't be selling t-shirts or, mugs or any of these other things on your website. But what you do sell is you sell information, right? Like lawyers have this knowledge that a lot of us don't have. And so you can create like a little mini course, how to do co-parenting, and make it inexpensive so that there's high volume. And you can even make a free course. I love the free courses because if it's information that you're already having to tell people over and over and over again, that's your time. So when you make that course and you call it free and you tell them, I made this course for you guys, like, it's usually $100, give it a price and say it's usually $99. I'll give it to you guys for free. Here's a coupon code. Just go ahead and enter that in, whatever your brand is, Texas Law Hawk or whatever. They put that in. And then now they feel like they got something of value, $100. So now they're like, I gotta go get it. So then they put, they go and they use it. And then now they, during those videos, they're getting to know, like, and trust you even more. So if they weren't already your customer, they're going to become your customer. Does that sound about right, Joy?
Yep. Definitely. And it's just building that trust. And another thing I just want to add, and I think this can come to anything. This is okay. It's a funnel term, but it's not a term. It's actually an overall thing. And anybody, if you don't have a funnel and you just have a website, you can implement this as well, is to make sure, because this is a marketing strategy that can really build your business very highly. And that's to make sure that you get an offer value ladder into your business. So if you sell, for example, if you give away this free thing, okay, what is your next logical step of a service that you implement? And then what's the step after that? So for example, I've got a business partner. We're busy building out a coaching program / and our focus is specifically because I'm in New Zealand. So, our market is New Zealand because we want to have the face-to-face with the people. And, but we're not fussy around the globe, but, we want to kind of keep it home. And so we're starting with, and we're busy building this out. So I don't want to go into the pricing details, but we are setting up a coaching program for small businesses. So I'm talking like people that has like themselves and maybe 2 other staff members that have no idea how to market. So that's going to become like our entry program where they pay us a monthly subscription fee with a little course, like you said, okay? And then that's it. So that's the monthly subscription. Then we have a done for you service for only like we take your business, we pull everything apart that's not working, we rebuild all your marketing, we do all of that stuff for you. It's a 1 month, we take your system, we give it back to you and it's like, okay, there you go. We train you how to implement this in your business, and you go off and you just duplicate the system and you get your your leads and your sales. And then the next step up is like the people that have more money than time, we actually then take your marketing over from you every single month and we just do it for you. Obviously, and that's a lot higher than the other programs. So that's our value ladder. And I'm explaining it this way because that's our value ladder. So, just think of what is your clients looking like. And you always start with your core offer in the middle. So our middle one, where we basically give you I hate to say marketing in a box because I just don't like that saying, but that's technically what it is. We give you that marketing in a box. That's our core offer. This is the first thing we're selling. And then, because then if people can't afford that, then you have another option going down. And if they have more money, they can go to your other option. And that's kind of your core, that's like your your value offer. And this is very important. So if you can mention this to your clients on your website or your prospects, this will help them a lot, because they might see your one service and are like, well, crap, I can't afford that, or how am I going to do that? Meanwhile, you have other services that they can benefit out of. So
it's true. Yeah. Dan Locke talks about that on YouTube. He talks about the value ladder. And so those of you guys that don't really understand what that is, like Joy was saying, you can basically have one that's a middle of the road, but and then one that's a little bit lower. And then this middle one provides so much value. They will try their best to pick the middle one. And if somebody's like, and then the third one, the most expensive one, should be quite a bit more expensive. So they're like, when they make that jump, it's not because they're like, of all the extra services it offers. It's because that's that kind of person they are. Like, I want it all. Like, just give me the package, do it for me. I'll pay you all this money. And they're out there. They're out there. So a lot of people, I think, they'll think, no one's going to want to pay me 10 grand or 5 grand to do all this stuff. The truth is, they're out there. And so if you set it up like that and you're actually providing that kind of service, most of people, just the bell-shaped curve of statistics, most people will end up in the middle. Just look at it like that. And if you know that, then you can start to influence them more to the more expensive by making the middle one a little further to the left, if that makes sense. It's I'd watch Dan Locke's video. It's a really good breakdown of it. So, and you can see some cool, like, Iron Man suit he has on his lawn. It's like, it's a lot of fun stuff, building websites and doing marketing and getting to know the people in the sales world. Joy, what is your parting piece of marketing advice for these business owners out there?
Basically, it's just going to be like what I said in the beginning, is really start by understanding your customer. If you've been in your business for a year or 6 months, or if you sit down and you just have a quiet moment to yourself and you thinking of your business and you thinking like, okay, I am serving this and this and this and this and this person. If it's like more than 4 different people that you're serving, that's alarm bells, because you cannot have that. So you should have one avatar for one funnel or one website, so you cannot have like 10 different marketing messages in one thing, because you're going to confuse people. So you really need to understand your customer. What do they eat for breakfast on a Sunday morning? What car do they drive? What is their week looking like? Do they actually work 9 to 5? All these little things. What makes them tick? Do they have a family? Are they married? Are they single? All these little things that make you understand your customer better. And the best way, and I'm in Alex Sharfen's program. I'm a big fan. He's got a really awesome podcast, Momentum. He's got like 600 plus episodes. And I would strongly recommend to go listen to his podcast. It's really, really good. And one of the things that I've learned from him, which is something that when I started implementing it, it really changed a lot for me, is don't just know. And the only way that you're going to know your customer is to really interview them and have like 20, 30 interviews with different people. And obviously this is not a 1 week thing. This is like over a year period or however much time you have. But then the most important thing, obviously we know that, but the most important thing, which is my key takeout, is then interview these people again and get their transformation when they used your product. It's like, what is this thing that, like I interviewed you the first time, so I may be selling pens. And then I go and interview the same person in like 2 months. And I'm like, well, I sold you this pen. What was the thing that you got out of it, that changed your life? And that's the key way. And that's how you really know and understand your customer. And if you don't understand your customer, your foundation of your business, it's going to be bogus. I'm being blunt, but it's the truth.
That's true. It's true. Well, that's some gold right there, Joy. Joy, tell us how we can keep up with everything you got going on.
So, like I said, me and my business partner, we'll probably be launching in the next 30 days our program. But for now, my website is just my name, joynicholson.com. And I have a podcast, which is Speaking to the Entrepreneurial Moms, which is the behind the scenes things. And that is just unleashyourfocus.com. That's my podcast. And you can go to that link and everything is there.
Awesome. Well, this has been so much fun. And you guys go check out Joy's website and, subscribe, click the button below, wherever you're at. It's over here. Watch the full episode with Joy, link up here. And then of course, if you're Carmen and you watch this, we're really sorry. We just want to give you as much value as we can. And if you guys you guys want us to give you value, and go ahead and comment your website below. Get entered to win the once a week giveaway, and you can tune in at 9/11 every Wednesday, Pacific Standard Time in the U.S. To hang out with us here. Joy, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much, Mark. This was so much fun. I really appreciate that. And I just want to say to Con, we didn't mean to be mean about your website, and we just really want to help you. So
yep, just want to help you. Yep. And
you don't know better, and we are here to help you to know better. So that's it.
Yes. And there's so much you can do. Just get out, get out there, take an hour out of your Saturday and update it.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Stay safe out there, conquer your goals, and stay mighty. Come on, Joy. Yeah. I knew she was stronger than me.